Hello and welcome to the Success with Savitha podcast, where we share hot tips on how to do life and business without losing your mind. I'm your host, Savitha Nanjappa, entrepreneur, high-achieving 9-to-5er turned transformational success coach, helping you create a wildly successful business. Come hang out with me and other fabulous humans like you every week for stories and chats packed with a healthy dose of tips, resources, how-tos, and real talk. Side effects may include a happier and more confident you with each passing day. Hi and welcome back to the Success with Savitha podcast. And today we are diving in to another solo episode. Yes, we are going to bring back guests, but that's going to take a while. We are hiring a video team, so we can get higher quality videos. It's going to be at a studio. We are building our guest list now. So it's going to be maybe in a few weeks, we're going to have our newer guest interviews back up. Until then, you have me. I'm enjoying this. And apparently you guys are too, because I'm seeing the stats. More people are listening and people are listening into the solo episodes. I guess the fact that it's shorter format, easier to listen to, bite-sized episodes, that really helps. And for you, for today, I am not talking about something from the Success series, but I'm bringing back a very interesting topic, very popular right now, trending everywhere, especially on Instagram. And we are going to be diving into this fascinating and increasingly popular concept that can help you take charge of your mood, productivity, and overall well-being. And that's called the Dopamine Menu. You've probably heard this. If you haven't, you're in the right place, because by the end of this episode, you'll not only know what it is, but also have all the tools to create your own dopamine menu. Now, we've all heard about dopamine, right? It's that little chemical in your brain responsible for making you feel good, excited, and motivated. Yeah, the same thing that happens when you're scrolling through social media. But what if I told you that you could actually create a menu of activities that boost your dopamine levels in a balanced, intentional way, ensuring that you're not just running on fleeting bursts of happiness, but maintaining a steady flow of joy, motivation, and productivity. Sounds great, right? So let's get into it. What is a dopamine menu? To understand the concept of a dopamine menu, we first need to break down how dopamine works. Dopamine is often referred to as the feel-good hormone. It's the chemical responsible for feelings of pleasure, reward, and motivation. Anytime you achieve something, check off a task, let's say from your to-do list, or even eat from your food from your favorite restaurant, dopamine is released in your brain. But here's the thing, in our modern world, we're often overloading ourselves with short bursts of dopamine, like scrolling through social media, binge-watching Netflix, or indulging maybe in sugary snacks. These can create quick hits of pleasure, but often leave us feeling drained or craving more, which is why it's important to mindfully manage your dopamine levels through a personalized dopamine menu. Now, what exactly is this menu? Think of it like a dining experience. There's an appetizer, there's an entree, the main course, and the dessert. These represent different categories of activities that stimulate dopamine release. The idea is to create a balanced menu for your day or week to avoid burnout and promote sustained well-being. What's an appetizer? Quick wins and small joys, right? Something that will take about 10 to 15 minutes. That's the appetizer. So when you're creating a dopamine menu, you want to have things that you can do in 10 to 15 minutes, things that take longer. And then you have your on the dessert list. And I'll walk you through all of these. So let's start with the appetizer, right? In a meal, appetizers are light, easy, and designed to stimulate your appetite for the main course. Similarly, in your dopamine menu, these are small activities that give you a quick burst of dopamine without overwhelming your system. For example, actually think of appetizers as your micro doses of joy. They don't take much time, but they help you start your day or boost your mood when you're feeling sluggish. Examples are making your bed in the morning. This may seem simple, but completing even a small task like this can create a sense of accomplishment early in the morning, and you're telling your brain, I've already achieved something today, and it kicks off a dopamine hit. Things like starting, having a clean desk to start from, going into your kitchen and having it all ready and clean, no dishes lying in the sink, things like that, right? So these are small things that you can do which will help you start your day right. Also things like journaling, gratitude journaling. Maybe you listen to an affirmation, a quick affirmation or a guided meditation of 5 minutes. These are things that can again help build calm, which can help you feel more anchored in, more joy. Taking a brisk walk. A 10-minute walk can clear your mind and stimulate dopamine through movement. Whether it's around your block, in a park, or even pacing around your living room or in your balcony, moving your body is an easy way to elevate your mood. Listening to a favorite song, even that drive that you take, maybe to work, listening to your favorite song. Music is a potent source of dopamine. Keep a playlist of your favorite feel-good songs handy for moments when you need a quick lift. I do this. I have a Spotify favorites playlist. I think all of us do. And this is an easy one. And in fact, you can create your own sayings. And in fact, you can create your own for things that's going to uplift your mood, things when you're wanting to listen to romantic songs. Just create different playlists. That's going to really, really change your energy and your mood. Checking off small tasks, ticking off tasks on your to-do list, even minor ones like replying to an email, gives your brain a shot of dopamine. These appetizers are great for those moments when you need a quick boost of joy or motivation. So start when you're building your menu. Create this list, which is that 10-minute list, which are easy to do things that can actually help you shift your moods. Here's an activity for you. Take out a journal or open your notes app and create a list of appetizers, small quick activities that make you feel good or accomplished. These should take 5 to 10 minutes or less. What are these small wins you can achieve? Write them down, and next time you need a quick boost, pick up an appetizer from your dopamine menu. Now let's move to the main course, right? The entree. Meaningful, engaging activities. Just like the main course in a meal, this is the heart of your dopamine menu. It's longer, more fulfilling activities that take more time and effort but provide deeper satisfaction and reward. These are the things that gives you a sense of purpose and help you make progress towards your bigger goals. Entree activities or main course activities require more attention, focus, and engagement, but they offer a more substantial and lasting dopamine release compared to appetizers. Examples of entrees: working on a passion project. This could be something like writing a book, working on a business idea, painting, or anything that you're passionate about. These activities engage your brain in a deep way and provide a lasting sense of satisfaction. Another example, exercising for 30 to 60 minutes, whether it's a workout session at the gym, a yoga class, long run. Sustained exercise is one of the best ways to boost dopamine over a longer period. You will not only feel great afterward, but also experience a sense of accomplishment. And, I've heard many people say this, that, the high that I get from our post an exercise session, that's really important. That's a dopamine hit. People want that, right? People feel good after going to exercise. And when people don't do it, they don't feel so good. So it's a great way to add that into your main menu. Deep work or focus work sessions. Set aside time for concentrated work on a significant project or task, whether it's preparing a presentation, building a website, or writing a report. This kind of work it's something that you tick off, or it's an important task, it's a priority task, and you tick it off your list and you feel good because this can lead to a dopamine release as you make progress towards completion. Learning something new. Engaging in a new learning experience such as taking an online course, learning a new language, picking up a new hobby is another great way to stimulate sustained dopamine release. Volunteering or helping someone. Maybe you're running errands for somebody. Maybe you're helping your folks in the family, older folks in the family with something. Maybe you're taking them to an appointment. Acts of service or kindness can create deep, meaningful dopamine responses. When you help others, your brain rewards you with feelings of purpose and satisfaction. So, main course activities are the core of your day or week. They are more substantial than appetizers and contribute to your long-term sense of well-being, motivation, and fulfillment. Now I want to give you an activity. For this activity, I want you to think about what makes you feel deeply fulfilled or accomplished. What projects or hobbies do you have that engage you in a meaningful way? Write down 3 to 5 entree activities that you can incorporate into your week. These should be activities that take longer to complete but provide you with a sense of satisfaction and a sense of purpose. This can be work related, it can be family life related, home life related. It doesn't matter, but this should be part of your dopamine menu. It's something that's making you move the needle forward on things that matter to you. Now let's move on to dessert, the fun, indulgent rewards. Just like in a meal, dessert is a sweet, indulgent part of your dopamine menu. It's the fun stuff that you look forward to as a reward for your hard work. Desserts aren't necessarily bad for you. They're just meant to be enjoyed in moderation. In your dopamine menu, these activities can bring you joy and relaxation, but don't overindulge because then it stops being a dopamine hit, right? Examples of desserts: watching your favorite TV show or movie after a productive day. There's nothing wrong with kicking back and watching an episode of your favorite series. Just be mindful not to binge watch for hours at an end, right? I do this like sometimes on Friday evenings. I schedule an hour just for Netflix. Sometimes it's more than an hour because it depends if I'm watching a movie. But Friday night is my Netflix night. I sit down and I catch up on all the shows I want to. And I don't feel any guilt or regret, and I try not to binge watch. It's really hard, but I try not to binge watch. But even if I do end up doing so sometimes, it doesn't happen as often, but sometimes if I do end up watching maybe 2-3 episodes at a stretch, I don't feel too bad about it because next day is my weekend and I don't need to rush around anywhere, and it's okay. But nowadays I've noticed that I don't like it affecting my sleep quality, so I try to do just 2-3 shows, but I start a little earlier. So that's my Friday night. You can choose whatever day that you like. Treating yourself. Another example is treating yourself to a nice meal, or ordering your favorite takeout, or cooking a special meal at home if that's your thing. Food can be a great source of pleasure. Maybe, gaming. Maybe you actually schedule an hour at the end of the week just to catch up on social media. That can be a dopamine hit, but this is planned. It's not mindless scrolling, but this is planned. You're catching up. You're going to your favorite creators. You're watching your favorite YouTube videos. Any of that, right? Shopping. That can be something. Shopping for something you love. Treating yourself. Many of us indulge in online shopping. Maybe you're due to pick up something. So shopping can be source of dopamine hit. Again, provided it's not something that you do every day. You're not a shopaholic. All of that, right? So just be mindful. So desserts are fun, indulgent, and enjoyable, but just like in real life, should be consumed in moderation. The key is to use them as a reward, not constant sources of dopamine. An activity for you. Now I want you to create your dessert list. These are your rewards activities that you actually enjoy but can easily overindulge in if you're not careful. So write down 3 to 5 fun activities that you can look forward to after completing your entree activities. Remember, these are meant to be treats, but there is a disclaimer. I like to add, at the end of the week, I like to usually set aside time for calling my friends, especially friends who live overseas or friends that I haven't been able to chat with during the week. I like to schedule a little time to do that. Now I'm expanding it to also include extended family. I think as I'm growing a little older, I'm becoming more aware of my extended family, my aunts and uncles and cousins who are all aging, and I like to include them. So this is something that I've started to practice. Your desserts could also be, of course a massage takes longer. Of course a hair spa kind of thing takes longer, but these are all feel-good stuff. It could be a games night that you also do. It could be something that you do with your kids. Figure out what works best for you. It does not have to be the examples that I have given you. Take your time to create one. The key to making this work for you is balance. You don't want to overload on any one of them, right? Appetizers or dessert, as tempting as they may be. And you don't want to get stuck only doing the heavier, more involved entree tasks either. How you can structure your day or week. Okay, start with an appetizer or 2 in the morning to build momentum. Focus on 1 or 2 entree activities during your day or week to make meaningful progress. Treat yourself to a dessert activity in the evening or at the end of the week as a reward. That's a good structure for how you use your dopamine menu. So by creating a balanced dopamine menu, you'll experience consistent motivation and satisfaction, but without the constant roller coaster of highs and lows. And by creating this and putting it down, sometimes if you're at a loose end and instead of just ending up scrolling, you can just stop yourself and say, hey, I have a list that I can refer to. Here are things that I could do, right? So that's how you would want to use this dopamine menu once you put it together. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you feel inspired to take control of your dopamine levels and create a balanced menu. Remember, this isn't about depriving yourself. It's about mindful, intentional living and also having a ready reckoner kind of thing that you can refer to whenever you're at a loose end or you find yourself doing mindless shit. So on that note, if you found this episode helpful, as always, don't forget to share it with someone who could use a dopamine boost in their life, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay happy, stay motivated, and keep striving for success. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you like this episode and you want more, you can go to the show notes on my website, which is successwithsavitha.com/podcast. If you like what you've heard so far, I would be grateful to you if you could leave me a 5-star review, subscribe to this podcast, and share with a friend who may find this useful. You can also follow me on my Instagram @successwithsavitha and DM me any questions you may have, and I will be happy to answer them for you. Until the next episode, believe in yourself and all the best to your success.